The way Kerala and its people consider migrant community during this global pandemic situation of COVID-19 has once again proven how much care and concern we have towards them. This inclusiveness has to be considered in every aspect of their lives, which includes providing them with basic amenities of life, that is food, water, and shelter. My name is Adira H, and the topic of my dissertation is mapping the spatial and social changes in Tamil migrant communities in Vaathiruthi, Ernakulam. Rapid urbanization led to increase in activity and inflow of migrants. One of the oldest communities of migrants to come to Kerala is from Tamil Nadu. Until the recent census, that is 2011 census, the majority of migrants in states are also from Tamil Nadu. It is also noted that one of the oldest and largest Tamil settlement is in Vaathiruthi, that is in Kochi, Kerala. Currently, Vaathiruthi is a self-sustained settlement with high density population. But is Vaathiruthi a livable space for Tamil migrants, and are they satisfied with their existing home? The aim of this dissertation is to perform a critical analysis of varying spatial and social changes in Tamil migrant communities at Vaathiruthi. In order to study the morphological evolution of Vaathiruthi as a Tamil migrant settlement and define its livability, the literature review is done in two phases, one about the context and history of migration in Kerala in general and Tamil migrants in particular. The second phase includes understanding the concept of livability to apply on the context and the relation between native people and migrants. Hence, the idea of landlordism and rent is also looked upon. Hence, it can be inferred that Tamil migration in Kerala has a long history, with Vaathiruthi as one of the oldest area of migrant settlement. Hence, the urban layers of morphological evolution of the place can be identified and studied. The concept of livability is very complex and can thus be narrowed down to the extent to which the attributes of the selected area can satisfy by the user groups by meeting socio-economic and cultural needs and promoting a healthy atmosphere. So, is comparison of native lifestyle an influencing factor for determining livability of migrants? From the study, we understood that the study regarding migrant laborers consider the settlement pattern, reason for migration, aftermath of migration, etc. But in a growing economy like Kerala, the basic question of livability and basic amenities are often considered outspoken by the governing authorities. This research deals not only with defining livability for such migrant workers, but also compare their existing physical housing characters to their hometown, that is their native place, to see how they have evolved and adapted in these spaces. So, the parameters determining livability factor can be identified from data collection in the literature review. Secondary study involves the site study, that is Vaathiruthi, and user group studies the Tamil migrants. So, to understand their native lifestyle, secondary data collection is carried out in Thiruvarur district in Tamil Nadu, a place where majority of the respondents belong to. And then the results are compared and analyzed to fulfill the objectives. In Vaathiruthi, a limited sample size of 30 Tamil migrant families selected who belongs to low-income group of unskilled laborers. For sampling, a small group of area is taken as the representative of the whole mass and the results are drawn. So the methodology phases include three phases, that is study and analysis, interrelated phases of survey which includes personal question, identification of migratory trajectory, spatial organization, and phase 3 is comparison and inference. So, Vaathiruthi is located in Wellington Island in Kochi, Kerala. The name is derived from Val Thirutha because of the shape of the land, like it looks like an extended tail. It was initially a bare land used as agricultural land, is currently now a home for around 1,500 Tamil family and 600 natives. Tamil migrants started settling from late 1960s, and over years the settlement also grew into a large cluster of residential network of 8.5 acres of land. Native owners saw this place as an income generator and started providing single rooms for rent. Affordability factor led them to settle here and the area started to grow gradually. We can see in the map of 2002 to 2019 how the density has changed. This rapid migrant growth has led to the formation of an unorganized settlement. It was also implicit that in the beginning, Tamil migrants here have adapted to single room mass housing settlement. Also, the public spaces like main roads and streets turn to be spaces of their recreational activity and interactive spaces. Tamil influence can also be seen in the morphological layers too, like the bright colors in the facade. In the study of planning, certain typologies are mapped and analyzed. So, what is identified is that they spend very less time inside the space, that is, they use it mostly for sleeping only. So, the main spatial requirement is thus a sleeping space, hence, the introduction of single room and the idea of shared living. Hence, all the other activities happen in the common space, and kitchen is absent or temporary extension towards the backyard. Individual toilets are absent, and common toilets or public toilets stand as an individual unit. In the secondary data collection that is in Tiruvarur, two different housing typologies are identified and studied. One is a mixed use, which is a hotel also, in addition to a residence, which is managed by the residence itself, and a joint family. So, on analyzing the use of space, the main core is identified, which is mixed use, that is, use of flexible spaces, that is for sleeping and other activities. Here also, the kitchen is opening towards the backyard. On the right side are images of various houses spotted in Kudavassal in Tiruvarur district itself, with bright color paint used in facade like blue and magenta. So the result of survey, mainly the job demanded is related to construction work, where very less women are preferred. Hence, there is very less women migrants compared to that of men, and they are also paid less. Apart from primary job, they take up temporary job as an additional earning, like one day job, cleaning gutters, etc. And the average working hour is 9. So basically, they are a group of skilled workers with no or less formal education belonging to the low income group. They are not permanently migrated to Kerala. There exists a strong network of connection between these migrants which can fetch them jobs. Hence, they are not scattered, rather come from the same native place or somewhere nearby. They are illiterate, as already mentioned, hence depend on radio and television for news. Some of the older people who have migrated long back have managed to own a house at Vajrathi and has brought their family to stay. Recent young migrants are somehow connected with each other, that could be in the form of family members, friends, or acquaintance. But the increase in number has led to the decrease in space available. Hence, there is poorly ventilated space with high congestion. But there are public facilities available, some belonging even being the government initiatives such as electricity, public toilet, public taps for water supply, etc. So let's go back to where we started. Is Vadrathi a livable space for Tamil migrants and are they satisfied with their existing home? Considering the parameters to determine livable space, Vadrathi cannot be considered as a good example of livable space. But still, Tamil migrants are satisfied with where they live in. How is this possible? Going back to the literature review, it was noted that usually migrants spend their time in poor living condition like temporary sheds on work sites or open space in common land with very less common facilities or such facilities are absent. In contrast to this, single rooms available for rent is definitely a better option. Migrants tend to spend most of their earnings at their native place, hence do not care much about spending on improving their facilities on where they currently live. So they are adapted to their rented space. Many elders owning house at Vaduruthi also suggest that it is because the space is livable. A correlation is observed while comparing their native lifestyle is a core area which is flexible, where shared space is included, that is sleeping and various other activities. This is mostly followed as a cultural behavior and also to reduce electricity. Apart from that, bright color seen in the facade shows a physical correlation in built space. So the basic zoning is the same, hence they are easily getting adapted. The network of migrants is so strong and can influence certain decisions and appropriations too. Well, the relation between the native and the renters, if this continues and grows unorganized, it can lead to the growth of slum and even violent social unrest in future. So Varanasi is not a livable space considering the long time stay. But since most of the migrant period of stay is short, they find the space livable and the migrants who stay for quite a long time has got used to the space and is well adapted. This is also due to the correlation observed in the native lifestyle. But lack of livability in long term can lead to serious health issues and decrease the productivity of workforce and indirectly affect the future growth and development of the city. Different studies reveal that the unhealthy living condition will lead to serious implication on urban environment and public living. So what can be done? It is necessary to alert architects, planners, policymakers and administrators about the absence of satisfactory housing condition for the upcoming migrant community. From the study of Vathurathi, we can understand that Vathurathi could not be further developed. So in future, providing urban inserts could help. From this, an introduction of the concept of temporary living and night shelters could be taken away, or the idea of mixed use and flexible spaces. It is also noted that there are already several government initiatives coming up for migrant housing, especially that of Bhavanam Foundation in Kerala. It is necessary because, after all, in Kerala, it isn't mere migrant laborers, they are our guest workers. Thank you.